Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. It's DocSwiner. Come on in. How are you guys doing? Hope you guys are doing well. This is the Byrdie Beauty brand IG Takeover. Hello. I see you guys coming in. Hey. Nice to meet you all virtually. Nice to see you. Hope you guys are safe and healthy. Still in a pandemic. Hello. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Hello, the Method Male and D'Angelo. Hi, I'm seeing some folks come in. Come in, come in. Tell your folks we're here. Hi, Sophia. Nice to see you. Hi, Julia. Hi, Nailcon. How are you? I am Dr. Nicole Swiner, and I am coming to you live from my practice in Durham, North Carolina, Durham Family Medicine. This is our first time meeting. I am part of the Beauty Brand Board. It's hard to say 3 times fast, but the Beauty Brand Board. And I'm part of the review board that helps to bring you some medically accurate and trending info for your health needs, your wellness needs, your beauty needs through the Byrdie brand. And so I'm so happy to be a part. Hey, Dr. Brooke, I see you. My colleague, Dr. Brooke Jackson, who's a board certified and private practice dermatologist here in the Durham, North Carolina area, is joining me live today. So I'm gonna add her on. So let's talk about glow. Let's talk about your skin. Let's talk about all these problems that we deal with on a regular basis. Hey!
Hey!
How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. I'm glad you were able to log in with us.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, here is my friend and sister doc colleague, Dr. Brooke Jackson. She's one of my favorites in this area, particularly for many reasons, but particularly to help keep my skin aglow. I recently met another doctor colleague of ours that I'd known on social media. We met literally in her waiting area as we were both going in for appointments. And that doc was like, "Doc, you glow in real life." I said, "It's because of Dr. Jackson." Hello.
Yeah.
That's why we're here.
I'll keep your secret, but now you just told everybody your secret. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
Well, Dr. Brooke, please introduce yourself. Tell the Byrdie followers and audience about you, and what do you want to talk about today? Let them know.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for inviting me. Happy Friday and 4th of July weekend, everybody. My name is Dr. Brooke. I am a board certified dermatologist, healthy skin advocate, and medical director and founder of Skin Wellness Dermatology Associates in Durham, North Carolina. And by educating my patients about their hair and skin concerns, I create customized and innovative treatment plans so you can look and feel your best and love the skin you're in.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I am connected with Dr. Brooke here. So I do family medicine, which treats all different ages and life phases and all the family members. And so when she came to this area and opened her practice, she introduced herself. It was like, "Hey, I'm in the area. Refer patients to us." And so we've been connected in that way for a while, but I actually became a patient myself recently, right? Because, as we age, as life changes, as the pandemic happened, as stress occurs, etc., our skin changes, and the attention that we give our skin changes too, right? We've been all on Zoom. We've been live streaming for however many months, and you're staring at yourself in the camera, and so you're like looking and like, I need to get this and this and this and poke on that. And so Dr. Brooke has helped me with some things that I've been working with. And I just want to kind of share a little bit about what I've learned from her, what I've learned just in my 43 years of life and changes and all that. We're just kind of, trying to stay healthy and keep your skin healthy. Your skin is your largest organ, right?
Yes, it is.
So we got to take care of it.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
It's absolutely. And it absolutely is what is going on the inside.
That's right. That's right. So from what I know you have a wealth of knowledge, but, tell us what's in your usual, what's part of your daily routine to take care of your skin? From a dermatologist's mouth, what is part of your daily routine?
Yeah, well, I often tell people, do as I say, not as I do, because I'm not always perfect about what we do. I will tell you, though, the one thing I have done since I was 14 years old is wear sunscreen.
Nice.
So I did it quite by mistake. So because I am this interesting shade of brown, I not one of the 6 shades that makeup companies feel that I didn't fit into that category. And so I found a sunscreen that was Clinique City Block. And so I started wearing Clinique City Block sunscreen when I was 14 years old. And I've been wearing sunblock since I was 14.
Yeah,
so,
excellent.
Yeah.
So is that why you still look 14 today?
There you go. There you
That's
go.
why.
Yeah. But you know, as far as I'm a minimalist, and so I do not have time to be in the. I'm fascinated by these makeup videos. In fact, I watched one last night. I'm like, I can't do that. I can't do that. And that takes a long time. I don't have time to do that every day. And so I am very much a minimalist. My look and my aesthetic, even with my patients, is very natural. And so we do little things along the way that we can help you look as natural as possible without making you look done. Like, you don't want to look done. You don't want people going, ooh, I like your filler. And I'm like, that means you got too much filler.
If people can tell that you've done something fancy, you did too much. That's a good word.
Yeah.
That's a good word. And I agree, me too. I mean, life is too busy. You know, I got 2 kids, I got a husband, I got a private practice, like I'm doing this and doing that. So I try to keep it minimal. Now, you know, if I'm doing a photo shoot or if I'm doing something fancy, then yeah, I'll go and see one of my favorite makeup artists. But usually for me, it's some moisturizer, it's some lip, you know, we're wearing masks, so I don't even do a whole lot of lippy nowadays, but a little bit of lip color. You know, I did get microbladed. I admit to that. I did get microbladed for my eyebrows because after, you know, whatever, 40-something years of life, having 2 kids, all the tweezing, threading, waxing that I did over the years in the 90s, my eyebrows were like, yeah, we're done. We're not growing anymore. I was like, I want the thick, bushy back. You know, when I was a teenager, I hated my big, bushy eyebrows, right?
Yeah.
But now...
My experiment with even trying to do some brow care when I was in college, my roommate and I went and tried to wax each other's brows. It hurt so much. I left the wax in my brow for a week and walked around campus. I'm like, I'm just gonna let it fall out. I don't do that. I just don't do that. Like
the torture that we put ourselves through for change, right? And now bushy is back. So I'm telling my 8 and my 10-year-old who have big, beautiful, fruitful eyebrows, like, don't touch them. Leave them there.
Well, that's why my glasses cover my brows. I have to deal with
I love them. No, the more the better. But what I brought a couple of things. You know, I'm pretty basic too in terms of just daily skincare, but you know, it's worked fairly well for me. So I just kind of brought along. These are not paid endorsements, but this is what I use. Literally, old school. Who knows about Noxzema? Grandmother, great grandmother.
Yeah, you know, I also, even with my patients, I tell my patients, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? So if whatever you are working for, even though it might horrify me and my dermatologist brain, if you are not in here with a problem related to that, then we don't need to fix it. It's okay.
That's right.
It's okay.
I can remember going to my great-grandmother's house and, you know, going to her bathroom and changing, and she had the very same formula in her bathroom. And that's just what I've stuck with, and it's worked for me. My skin has grown accustomed to it, you know, so even if I try to switch, to a fancy Noxzema, because Noxzema has different varieties, right? If I try one for like oily skin, or if I try one for whatever, sometimes that'll break me out. So my skin is just like, just stick with what you know. So that's my daily cleanser. For moisturization, Pond's. This is what I've been using, right?
Yeah.
Do you need something fancier than this for moisture every day?
You know, the other oldie but goodie is Vaseline. You know,
Vaseline
is the Wonder Jelly. I have a huge vat of it. You know, it's great it's Vaseline and baby oil. Okay, baby oil is the best eye makeup remover ever. Swipe, you don't need to, it's not very harsh. Vaseline is a wonderful moisturizer. You can use it from head to toe to lips to all over.
Elbows, feet, everywhere. Now, so the mommy list PT says for lips, yes. Everybody's like, yes, my grandmother used Pond's. Yes, Noxzema for the win. Now, can you use too much Vaseline on the face? Like, is there a point in which you're like not doing yourself a favor and clogging the pores?
Yeah, I mean, you can. And that's again, if so, skin does change. And usually I tell my patients every time there's a 0 behind your birthday, we have to kind of reevaluate your skin regimen because, especially after you like the big 4-0, the hormones start to shift and you make less estrogen, your skin becomes drier. So you often have to add more moisture into your regimen, different from what you did when you were in your 20s. If you've
Yes.
always been acne prone, then definitely we need to kind of think about that. But generally, and also seasonally, right? So right now we're in North Carolina, it is hot and humid. Most people who live in humid environments have beautiful skin. You're sitting in moisturizer all day long. You're glowy.
I get it. Right.
You got free dew.
Right.
So I moved here from Chicago, and very, very different weather in the winter. And so just like you change your clothing, right? So in the fall and the winter, you put on your sweaters, you put on your heavier coat. You have to kind of do that with your products as well. Spring
Yeah.
and summer, you lighten things up.
Sounds good. The two other things that I live by that has worked, fairly well over time is a good foaming exfoliant. And my favorite is through Neutrogena. And I was told not necessarily to use this every day because you don't want to scrub away all the surface of your skin, but maybe like once or twice a week-ish is what I've been told. What do you think?
Yeah, yes. You know what? A lot of times as humans, we just get in our own way, right?
Yeah.
So less is more. I've never been a huge fan of exfoliating because our bodies do a pretty good job of it. And the trick is, particularly when you've got brown skin, if you over irritate brown skin, you're going to end up with some discoloration. And, you think about gritty cleansers, buff puffs, all of those spin brushes, throw them away. You don't need any.
Y'all heard it. Y'all heard it first.
This
Say it again.
is what you need. You wash with this, your hands. They're free.
So throw those brushes and things away. Throw them away.
Yeah. Hands.
Okay.
Hands. Yeah.
Sounds good to me. One trick that I learned, especially for the heat, from my makeup artist. So if you have, you're feeling dry and dehydrated, or you're out, outside, now that we're outside and having garden parties and cookouts and all that, I learned a trick from my makeup artist, Mario Badusco, some rose water and different varieties of, facial sprays. I went to a garden party recently and put this in the same wine, the thing that the ice bucket for the wine and the champagne. I stuck this in there, and then every couple of seconds was spraying myself. I was like, that is brilliant. I came up with a brilliant idea. I know I wasn't the first to ever do that.
Yeah.
What do you think about these, different facial sprays that are on the market?
So, I think when you just have to figure out what it is that you're trying to achieve, right? So if you're just trying to
cool. Make me feel cool down. Yeah.
You can do that again, old school. You can get a little spray bottle and put some water in there and mist it. Evian actually used to have a mister that was amazing. Yes. I used to put it in my bag when I went on the plane, but the size and the mister TSA won't allow that anymore. But cross-country flights, I will often just take a little mist bottle and pour some bottled water in there, and you can just do that and mist your face.
Regular water. Doesn't even have to be fancy. Thank you, Nail Com. She likes my nails. Yeah. Thank you. Lisa King was on here. She said, you're her dermatologist as well, Dr. Brooke. She's famous. Dr. Brooke is so famous, y'all. So that's what I do on a regular basis. I tend to think I'm fairly well controlled and I'm glowy when I want to be and all that. But one thing I did talk to Dr. Brooke about recently was maskne. So we're wearing all these masks. It's a whole pandemic. You should still be wearing your mask. I hear that from the family doctor's mouth. You should still, even if you're vaccinated, still wear your mask. But clearly, after a long day of being covered, there's bacteria, there's stuff that happens, there are breakouts. This is, I guess, my favorite side for where my mask wants to leave some debris. Dr. Brooke, what can we do about preventing those breakouts from our masks?
Yeah, so I will tell you that the one thing I'm very happy about with the mask is that it's automatic sun protection. So I'm actually starting to see people with tan lines right there for the mask. But so I am not mad at the mask for sure. But what I would suggest is when it is safe for you to do so, like if you have your own space, you have an office, you can go to your car for lunch, you go take a walk, take your mask off, give yourself a break. When it is not safe to do so, obviously put it on. However, one little tip is There's a product that you can get online on Amazon. It's called Briotech. It is a spray. It's got hypochlorous acid in it, and that's antibacterial. I would spray your face. Don't spray your mask, because when you spray your mask, it just gets wet. So you can spray your face a couple times a day. It helps a lot. It's antibacterial, it's antiviral. It's really just like a mist. And so it's also quite portable. And you can use it for lots of things. So I would have a bottle of that. You can use it on the plane to wipe down your seat. You can use it, you know, you can use it on your hands.
Yeah.
Definitely do that. And the other thing I will always tell patients is treat your mask like you do your underwear. Change it every day. Because, you know, in the beginning, everyone was reusing their masks because we just had a shortage of masks. But now that you don't, make sure that you are changing it, or if you have a cloth mask, that you are washing it on a regular basis. You don't want to wear the same mask for 2, 3, 4 days.
Very smart, very smart. Yeah, so Dr. Brooke also told me I had this liquid, this alcohol-based sanitizer that I would spray. It would spray on my hands, spray on my face. She was like, don't do that because the alcohol is over drying, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
drink alcohol, don't apply it to your face. It's Friday.
So what other, I mean, clearly with the pandemic, there's a lot of stress happening with just life in general. There's always stress. You know, what are the most common stress-related skin issues that you see in your patients?
Yeah, you know, so as you mentioned in the beginning, skin is our largest immune organ. And so what does the immune system do? It helps to protect us and helps us to manage life. And so when we are stressed, our immune system does not function very well. And so that also explains, you know, think about any time you've ever gotten a cold or a flu. It's because you're run down, you're tired, and then viruses are opportunistic infections. So they look for an opportunity. And if your immune system is not intact, then you're more likely to have a problem. And so as far as skin, we're definitely seeing exacerbation or worsening of just about everything. I mean, it's the largest organ. So whether that's acne, psoriasis, eczema, hair loss, you know, in the beginning of COVID last March, I told my staff, we have a dedicated hair loss clinic, and I said, you know, typically there's a particular type of hair loss called telogen effluvium, which you typically see about 3 months after a stressful event. If March was a stressful event, April, May, June. Our hair loss clinic in June was out of control. And it still is going. I mean, it's ongoing. And so hair loss, you know, people also start to pick. And picking, you know, can sometimes be a manifestation of anxiety, which everyone has, or stress. And to your point earlier, as far as Zoom, you know, I think Zoom is just, it's been a head game for people, right? You're sitting there looking at yourself. So a patient actually told me about that little filter on Zoom. You just go down to where your picture is and you push a few buttons and it makes you all glowy. So like, use that.
But then we want to keep you in business. We want to think you want people to still schedule their appointments to but no, I absolutely. Like I said, I probably wouldn't, who knows how long it would have taken me to do, you know, the microblading to my eyebrows had I not been staring at them all day in a camera talking to patients. So, you know, it is what it is. So yeah, hair loss is a major issue. I know I've definitely have had some COVID patients, some survivors, some long haulers, you know, ladies in particular that have come in complaining about hair loss after having COVID. And it was just, I was like, yeah, well, it makes sense, right? The body was under stress. The body clearly had to take attention away from some areas to focus on fighting the infection. And so, you know, the body has to kind of recover. What's the treatment? Is it just time, or are there things that can help the hair to be replenished after that?
Yeah, so there's many different types of hair loss. I mean, it's not one bucket. So, you know, I often tell my patients the type of hair loss that you have is almost like looking at a parking lot and saying you have a car out there. So there are lots and lots of different types of hair loss, and they all behave differently. So I would say, first of all, you know, make sure that you have a proper diagnosis, and that's what dermatologists do all day, every day. AAD.org is how you find a board certified dermatologist.
Excellent.
So once we have the diagnosis, there's actually several different types of hair loss that are associated with stress. One of them, telogen effluvium, typically happens 3 months after the stressor. And so you're not going to see it immediately. And so that's what often confuses people. They're like, well, I had COVID 3 months ago, or I had major heart surgery, and I'm fine. But now it's 3 months later, like, what's going on?
For me, it was having my babies. At 3 months on the dot. Boom.
So it's not real time. Hair lags behind by 3 months. And so that even plays a role too. And when you're talking about treatments, yes, you can be doing your treatments. You're not going to see the benefit of your treatments for 3 months. So hang in there. Like we live in this microwave society where we want everything done immediately, and we just have to give ourselves some patience and understand that it takes time. It didn't happen overnight. It's not going to go away overnight.
Good. So definitely, so the keys that I'm hearing are, before you buy all of the vitamin B over the counter, try the Rogaine, before you try all that, find you a board certified dermatologist who can, accurately diagnose you with what type of stress occurred so that you can treat it the right way, right?
Yeah, because sometimes we have hair loss related to some other medical conditions, thyroid problems being top of the list. And so if you have an underlying thyroid condition, you need to get that addressed. If you have, sometimes medications like high blood pressure medications will cause hair loss. Not that we would change that, but it's really just, let's identify what the real problem is and get to the root of it, no pun intended. And that way we can we can make it better.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Dr. Brooke. You really, you have helped me tremendously. You've helped me to adjust. You've helped me figure out what's supposed to be done and what's not supposed to be done. Clearly, as a family doctor, I'm going to refer send all my patients to you. So, you can't, you will hopefully never go out of business, because we'll always send folks your way. Please tell folks here how they can be in touch with you and get in touch with you for your diagnosis, treatment, all that good stuff.
Absolutely. Again, you can follow me on social media at Dr. Brooke Derm. If you are in the Durham or Triangle area, the office number is 919-294-9440. Our website is skinwellnessdermatology.com. And for those of you who are not in the area, we actually do telemedicine visits as well. Not my preference, because I like to have you in the exam room and chat it up. I love my patients. I just like to educate people about what's going on and find out about their lives. And, it's particularly now, I think a lot of people just need some talking. It's been very isolating this last year and a half. People are like all out, like, let's go. And, happy to see you in the office.
Absolutely. Thank y'all so much for joining us. Please reach out to us on social media if you have any questions. I'm at DocSwiner on social media. I'm your Superwoman Complex expert and part of the Byrdie Beauty Brand Board. 3 times fast. I'm so happy that they allowed us to take over, talk about stress and skin and all over wellness. Please take care of yourself. Please, from a primary care doctor, get vaccinated, be safe, wear your masks, and take care of your skin. Okay? Thank you, Dr. Brooke.
Thank you. Have a good weekend.
I'll see you soon at my next appointment.
Okay. All right. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.